Our next MMA bout tonight is in the featherweight division at 145 pounds, presented by Total Body Fitness. It's the debut of Preston Ice Pick Schick out of Team Oxendine, taking on Blake Mays, who is 1-0 out of Bushido MMA. Let's go to the cage for our first fighter introduction. Here's Jennifer Oxendine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is in the featherweight division. It is brought to you by Total Body Fitness. First, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome to the cage, Preston Schick.
Ice Pick Schick out of Team Oxendine comes out, trained by, of course, Casey Oxendine, one of our analysts here tonight. Just turned 18 this month, prime time.
I'm over here pumped up from this song right here. I like Preston. I trained with him at Casey Oxendine's. I put him through some hard rounds 2 weeks ago on Sunday. And, I was going hard on the kid. The kid didn't back down, so, I was super impressed. He's come from training 15, 16-year-old and meeting him then and seeing what he's become now and, turning into a man, 18 years old, and taking a few kickboxing fights, now turning into his MMA career. And I'm excited for the kid, man. It's a prodigy right here.
Tell us about his style and what you want to see from him tonight.
He's so well-rounded. Like I said, he started at such a young age. He knows jiu-jitsu, he knows wrestling, he knows striking. What I look for him to do is keep the distance and land some hard strikes, and he's got very unorthodox kicks. So, we've seen him throw some good punches and good kicks, and Casey always makes people work the body and the head. So look for him the thing you don't see a lot even in pro mixed martial arts is fighters working the body and going back to the head. And I believe Preston will do that tonight if the nerves don't get the best of him.
Preston Schick was 3-0 as a junior kickboxer versus other team competition.
Yeah.
3-stripe white belt is Preston Schick, and last time out won at Valor Fights 20 in February in a junior kickboxing bout over Dylan Smith. So Preston Schick against Blake Mays here tonight. The featherweight bout at 145.
Let's go, Preston.
Back to the cage.
And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome to the cage, Blake Mays.
Blake Mays out of the well-represented and excellent Bushido MMA camp in Kingsport. Mays at 5'10", a 23-year-old, weighed in just like Preston Schick at 146. Trained by Jason Brake and Jay Page. He'll want to stand and trade as well. Pretty aggressive fighter. What do you know about Blake Mays?
I'm not very familiar other than what, Casey has told me about and game planning for him. It should be a good fight. Now we've got two of the Tri-Cities gyms fighting each other, Bushido versus Team Oxendine. The only thing is he's got that, 1-0, and Preston, this is his first MMA fight. You can be all the kickboxing, do all the stuff you want to, but, at the same time, you've got to draw that line in between.
Blake Mays' one win was over Logan Vidito at Apex Fight 6. That was a second-round win in 2 minutes, 15 seconds via TKO. Both fighters at 146. Mentioned the one-fight advantage for Blake Mays. Mays 5 years older than Preston Schick, who just this month turned 18.
Yeah.
And Preston Schick with 2 inches in height advantage.
That's so crazy to me, man. Seeing 18 up there on that screen, man, that don't even make sense to me because I didn't start fighting until I was 22 or 23 years old, and seeing somebody 18 up there and having the good word, having the courage to do it, it's amazing to me. I love seeing young fighters come up.
How long has he been with Casey in that gym?
I believe he started when he was 15 or 16, so
okay.
He's been there for a minute. He's not really. I think he was, by saying he's been there for a couple years, but he never really started training hard and for MMA until now. So he just done a little bit of jiu-jitsu here and there, a little bit of kickboxing here and there, but now he's starting to put it all together.
Blake Mays from Bushido MMA steps into the cage. Let's go back to the cage for our official fighter introductions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, out of the red corner, representing Team Oxendine in Johnson City, Tennessee. He is making his mixed martial arts debut. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 146 pounds. Put your hands together for Preston, the Ice Pick Schick.
Ice Pick.
And his opponent, representing Bushido MMA in Kingsport, Tennessee, holding a record of 1 win and 0 defeats. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 146 pounds. Put your hands together for Blake Mays. Your referee for this fight, Jimmy Neely.
Preston Ice Pick Schick in the blue trunks making his debut out of Team Oxendine versus Blake Mays in the black trunks, 1-0 out of Bushido MMA to Tri-Cities Camps in this sixth bout of the night, presented by Total Body Fitness. 3-minute rounds. Jimmy Neely, your referee.
Preston looks serious, Vince. He looks very, very serious. Looks like he's going to come out with some punches.
He has the best hair we've seen all night. First punch landed by Blake Mays, and we're underway.
Looking to loosen up here. He had good movement right here. I think he's looking for the shot. I think he's expecting Blake to shoot on him. See, there goes a nice head kick.
Caught the kick, and Mays is on the attack.
Nice. That's one thing I noticed with doing against Preston when I was with him the other day, working with him. He had very good cage control. He kept his back off the fence. He used a good head pressure, which is remnants from everything that Casey teaches at his school. You know, he really teaches keeping your back off the cage because that means you're losing the fight.
And Mays switches the position.
See, and there goes Preston, trying to press him against the cage now. In my opinion, Preston needs to lose this game right here and go back to the exchanges. He's just not through anything yet. But he's doing a good job right here at the head control. One thing he's not doing, he needs to put his head under Blake's chin. That makes a big difference.
Stuck a knee. He's been throwing those knees with those long legs as Schick.
Oh!
Big right hand, and down goes Mays. He gets right back up.
I'm telling you, Preston is looking confident in there. Look at him. I told you it's going to take a minute for him to open up. He cuts him with the uppercut and a kick.
He's landed 4 strong right hands so far, and he invites Mays back in the center of the cage.
Nice inside kick there. Very good kickboxing here coming up. Good body shot. See, he comes the body in the head and back to the body again and defends the takedown. Excellent work.
Showing that Team Oxendine versatility.
Yes, sir. Now what he needs to do is get off the cage, quit striking right there. It's doing him no good. Get the underhooks as he has and rake him up and pull him off the fence.
Mays has shown he can take a punch. He ate some rights.
I don't know why Mays disengaged right there. That's what he should have. Oh, another knockdown. He said, get up. Wow. Preston showing a lot of composure to be 18 years old in. Nasty left hook.
Yep.
Back to the body. Now he gives up his back momentarily. Preston needs to swim that left arm in. He needs to swim that left arm in and get, there he goes. See, that's Casey's over there telling him to do that, I'm fairly certain.
The corner of Mays wanting Mays to take down Schick. They're looking for a takedown. He's sticking those knees. Those are going to take a toll.
Yeah, those do not feel good at all. That's not something you want to keep having done to you. But now Preston's doing the right thing. If he'll put his shoulder on the other side, he'll be all right.
Oh, those knees, those left knees from Mays. Down to 20 seconds left in round number 1.
There he goes. Nice.
Got out of that.
Yep. And Preston does have cardio, so I'm gonna, this round is definitely, in my opinion, has gone to a big haymaker.
Oh. Combination lands for Mays. Schick's on the return, and they exchange it. Down goes Schick.
Whoa.
And that's the end of round number 1.
Wow.
What a flurry.
Now, see, that changes some stuff right there. For me, to me, you had Preston dominating the entire fight, right? Okay. And he had his moments where he had his back taken some knees, and got a little too overconfident right here at the end, and gets almost dropped with the very end of the round, and that's all the judges may remember. So instead of me saying, okay, this is all Preston's round, it could now go the way of Blake Mays.
Wow. And you're right. The influence, some things count more than others in the round.
You never judges is different. Let's see what we're seeing here. Oh, this is the end of the fight. He catches the uppercut, and then gets caught right here with the.
Stuck a left and then a right.
Yeah, he landed a right and come at him, ducked in, catch him with another right, and he got caught with a right hand, a little quick right hook there.
Yep, that's the one that stunned him.
Yes, it is. So Preston's not on the stool. Blake looks semi-tired. I think Preston's cardio is good, but let's see how that affected him out there at the end with the slight, punch at the end.
18-year-old Preston Ice Pick Schick in the blue trunks against Blake Mays as we start round number 2, 3-minute rounds. Blake Mays in the black trunks. We'll see who won that first round. So this fight very much up in the air.
Needs to come high with that kick.
He checked it.
Preston needs to put that mouthpiece in his mouth and quit playing with it. Everybody that needs a mouth guard, go to ImpactCustomMouthGuards.com. Go ahead and give them a quick plug. Whether it's an official Valor plug or not, I don't care. You need one.
Schick charges in, stuck a punch to the body. Oh, nice combination by Mays.
Very good combination by Mays. Mays is starting to see that he's got a little bit of power edge over Preston right here, as you see.
Lets the hands go, has the neck.
Somebody's bleeding, I believe. Nice turn against the cage right there from Mays.
Stuck a knee.
Preston needs to get off the cage right here is what he needs to do.
You can see forehead red. I don't see the blood.
No, there's no blood, I don't believe.
All right.
There he goes, Preston. Good job from Preston. Preston Weather Storm, he's known to come out really kind of light in the first round and then really bring it on in the second. So we'll see if he does that in the MMA fights. Kickboxing, he did it, so.
Blake Mays' corner asking for those underhooks. Schick sticks a left knee. And the crowd chanting for
body
Blake.
shot hurt him, I believe.
Both fighters exchange. Back to the middle of the cage, more than halfway through round number 2.
Preston's got to keep that chin down when he's coming forward. He needs to use his range. Not seeing any low kicks from Preston like he normally throws in the gym. There he goes, feints one.
Yep.
You got to commit, Preston. You got to commit, buddy. There he goes. Looks like Blake has got a little bit tired, but you can't sleep on him because he throws them bombs when Preston gets in his range. See, Preston's playing into his range.
That's left to the shoulder of Schick by Mays. Overhand right. I think maybe glance Mays' head.
Another close round to score here.
Team Oxendine against Bushido MMA. Tri-City duel here in this featherweight bout at 145. 30 seconds left in round number 2 of 3. Schick in the blue, Mays in the black. Very close fight so far.
Yeah, Preston doing a good job of keeping underhooks. He needs to keep his back off the cage and stay there. He's got to hold the cage up here. The referee don't see it. I knew somebody would be raising hell about that very, very, very shortly.
And they can break the position.
Good takedown.
And Schick rains down one punch.
Uh-oh.
And now it's Mays on top.
The guillotine there.
And that's the end of round number 2. Wow, who do you give that round
to?
Okay,
with the takedown right there at the end, I would definitely give it to Preston. It was a close round. Blake had him against the cage over here. Preston had him against the cage over here. Both landed significant strikes, but the takedown at the end of the round really secured it for me for Preston, and then, of course, the guillotine submission attempt. So necessarily, it could probably, the fight could be 2 rounds to nothing or 2 rounds to nothing for either fighter right now.
Or 1-1. Yeah.
To me, I would score the fight 1-1 right now. I'd give the second round to Preston and the first round to Blake from the near knockdown at the end.
And with the grabbing of the cage over here, I've seen it in the UFC where they'll force a break from that position, right? If you grab the cage and it's not, rather than taking away a point, they'll just separate the position.
Anytime somebody gets near the cage, I mean, if it would have stopped the takedown from coming, if he would have grabbed the cage or Preston would have continued to hold, then you could say something about it. But right there, that wouldn't much. It was nothing really detrimental to the fight. Nothing fight changing, anyways. Jimmy
Neely starts round 3 of 3. Preston Ice Pick Schick against Blake Mays.
Both these fighters in good shape, though,
Yep. It is very much in the air.
Preston looks a little bit more on his toes than Blake, but other than that, Blake's throwing some bombs when he can. Nice kick. See, Preston used to throw them kicks. Preston is closing the distance too much with his punches. He needs to stay on the outside of his punches.
Why don't you think he's throwing his kicks more? He seems like he's been very effective with it.
I don't know if he don't want to get taken down, and that's something they've game planned not to do.
Yeah.
I don't really know what all Casey's game planned to do, but that could be a thing. All I know right now is Preston better get his back off the off the fence, because this fight is, one round apiece in my opinion, and the winner of this fight takes the winner of this round takes the fight. Excuse me. Preston might want to look for a guillotine submission here. His head's on the outside. He's got his arm under. All he has to do is switch around the neck.
Oh, what
huge slam! Going with the triangle, I believe. He's got a triangle. This is.
What a move by
the
Schick.
triangle's locked. The triangle's locked. And he gets the arm across. He's going to pull down on the head. Let's see if he can defend. Preston needs to pull down on the head. It's over.
Done.
Preston Schick wins by third round triangle after a huge slam. Wow, what an impressive performance.
Oh, and he took that down. He took that to the mat to go for that triangle. That was part of the plan when they were standing up.
That was a flying triangle. That just wouldn't, getting taken down.
Right.
That was a flying triangle. 18 years old, flying triangle, first victory MMA fight. Incredible.
Wow, and you see how excited Casey Oxendine is. Casey gets excited a lot, but man, you can see he is so proud of Preston Schick, and there it was. Flying triangle, and then he finished it. And Prime Time, take us through this finish.
Yeah, like I said, he jumped up for the triangle. He got slammed down, but he left his arm in there. Preston done a good job at taking the right arm of Blake, putting it across the left side of his body and pulling down the head and squeezing with everything in him and got the finish.
Wow, so impressive. Back to the cage for our official decision.
Flying triangle.
1 minute and 12 seconds into the third round. For your winner via triangle choke, out of the red corner, Preston, the Ice Pick Schick.
Third round triangle choke submission for Preston Schick in his debut. He's bleeding, but he's going to be all right. And Cody Gwynn's going to talk to him here in 1 second. Great debut. Blake Mays falls to 1-1. And Cody Gwynn now with our winner, Preston Schick. Cody will talk to him in 1 second as there's more photos. Can't pass up on this opportunity. There you see Casey Oxendine, one of our analysts here tonight.
Hey, man, I know you're tired. But I'm not scared of a little blood. I want to talk to you real quick. That was an excellent fight between you and Blake Mays. You got to give it up for Blake Mays as well. Both of you guys putting on an amazing show. Little blooded up, little different from kickboxing. How'd you feel tonight?
I felt great. Nerves were different, but as far as the transition, it felt great. I love doing MMA.
Now, obviously, we've seen you kickbox many times, so, we kind of expected a stand-up fight, but you went to the ground there, and that transition was smooth as can be. I know you got the great Casey Oxendine in your corner. Were you kind of hoping to have a little stand-up bank fight, or were you looking to show a little bit more of your game?
I was hoping for a stand-up fight completely, but when it went down, I just took what I had, and like you said, best Casey Oxendine, best black belt in the area, so I handled it.
A great fight coming here tonight. I mean, that's a great way to kick off your career with I would say, an early nominee for Fight of the Night. What's next for you?
Come back in this cage and handle it again.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Ice Pick, Preston Schick, ladies and gentlemen.